Episode 15. The mobs in Grim Forest were too weak, and Lord Grim's attack was too high. The monsters were wiped out too quickly, so naturally nothing stood out. The boss has a lot of HP, but when everyone swarms it at once, that's not so obvious either. But now, watching him solo this spider with its even thicker hide, his superior skill is on full display.
The combo's already hit 17 times.
It hasn't broken since the 4-hit secondary combo.
It looked like he used a wall bounce to chain into a basic attack upswing.
And then that Sky Strike. I really thought he was going to miss the follow-up. That was beautiful.
The trio's constant praise left Yue Zhongmian feeling rather sour. He walked over about to speak, but Tianqi had already turned to face him.
Listen to me. Don't keep picking fights with this guy. If he annoys you, just ignore him. I'll handle him myself.
Yue Zhongmian gave a silent nod, a pang of bitterness twisting in his heart. He knew Tianqi and the others were already planning to recruit this guy. A player of that caliber, what guild wouldn't be scrambling to get him? In comparison, he was just an ordinary member of the Moonlit Guild. No one would go out of their way to pick a fight with such a skilled player for his sake.
Beautifully done.
Lord Grim had just comboed that green spider to death in one go. Tianqi and the other two immediately gathered around, their praise genuine and unforced. His skill was simply undeniable.
Brother, I can see it now. Your skills are truly extraordinary.
It's nothing, he said, utterly unimpressed. This person seemed just as unaffected by such praise as he had been by Yue Zhongmian's earlier schemes.
Bro, are you a pro from another guild, here to blaze a new trail?
Tianqi asked the question, but deep down he didn't think it was likely. A guild member wouldn't be that lonely. This guy's probably flying solo.
No, it's just me.
Just as I thought.
Is that so? You're not in a guild? With skills like yours, you're a rare find. How come no guild is fighting to recruit you?
Tianqi feigned surprise.
It's a new server. No guild yet?
Yishu said. Tianqi paused. There were no guilds in the new server, but what about the old ones? A player of that caliber couldn't possibly be new to Glory. But since he wasn't talking, Tianqi figured he'd probably had a falling out with his old guild. He'd stormed off in a huff and come to the new server to start fresh.
This is our chance.
This is the perfect chance to show them the warm, family-like atmosphere of our Moonlit Wheel Guild.
So, which server were you on before?
Tianqi started the Q&A game.
It's been a while since I played.
That's not an answer. You're already stuck on the first question of the Q&A game.
Right.
Tianqi could only manage an O in response. How is he supposed to find an opening to start a conversation? Tianqi scratched the wall. But the other party clearly wasn't interested in chatting, continuing to lead the way. This time, however, Tianqi and the others were clustered closely around Lord Grim, clearly treating him as the core of the team. Yue Zhongmian felt deeply uncomfortable, but he could only keep his mouth shut. With such a master at the helm, the dungeon run progressed with incredible smoothness. As expected, the four of them didn't use a single antidote. Lord Grim would pull all the spiders' aggro onto himself first, then rely on his masterful footwork, rolls, jumps, and other techniques to dodge and weave. The four of them would sometimes get so mesmerized by Lord Grim's dazzling techniques that they'd forget to fight the monsters.
Up ahead, that cluster of mobs is packed with spiders. Once you clear them all, the first mini-boss spawns. Whether it's poison or webs is random, making it a tricky part of this dungeon.
Before Tianqi could finish his sentence, Lord Grim had already charged in. Tianqi had no choice but to change his tune.
All right, let's move.
Tianqi's memory was correct. The cavern was crawling with spider minions, 7 in total. 3 were venomous, 4 were web spinners, and they all shared aggro. The moment they drew near, all 7 spiders charged out at once.
Go!
Tianqi called to his 3 brothers. He had no face to try and command Lord Grim, whose skill level was who knew how many times higher than his own. But with 7 spiders here, Tianqi figured Lord Grim's skills were top-notch, but he couldn't possibly pull all the aggro. At level 10, there were no area of effect aggro skills yet. So he called for the team to advance together, to help Lord Grim share the pressure. Then with a sharp whoosh, Lord Grim flicked his spear, carving a wide arc that swept all 4 spiders off their feet. 2 charged forward, 2 spat venomous webs. Lord Grim leapt backward, dodging both nets mid-air. He twisted, his spear flashing twice. Thud, each spider took a hit. Landing, he rolled aside, evading the fresh web spat by the wounded spiders. With a single fluid strike, Lord Grimm sent the seventh spider skyward, leaving it no chance to spit its web. Tian Qi and his three companions were thrown into complete disarray.
Is this guy even human?
All four of them wanted to say it, but Glory's damn current voice chat would let everyone hear it, and that didn't seem like a good idea. But there was simply no other way to express what they were feeling right now.
A 180-degree sweep. Holy crap.
Everyone was so pent up they could only vent through frantic private messages.
A small back jump, a mid-air turn, and still two precise spear thrusts. The timing of the sky strike after the roll was perfect, with maximum extension.
This is not human.
Everyone agreed that these techniques were all combinations of basic moves, but not everyone could pull them off. Take the 180-degree sweep, for example. It's just a basic attack, but pulling it off depends on flicking your mouse. The faster the flick, the wider the arc. Plus, it's tied to the character's stats like attack speed, at level 10. Pulling off a full 180-degree sweep is something only a true expert could manage. The crowd was utterly awestruck. Even Yue Zhongmian had to admit it. This guy had pulled off the impossible at level 10, using sheer skill to aggro 7 mobs at once. It was downright unreasonable.
Brother, your battle mage skills are absolutely brutal.
Tian Qi's praise this time was utterly sincere. If he didn't voice it, he'd have been left feeling utterly stifled.
Watch closely.
Lord Grimm was surrounded by the 7 monsters, yet his thrusts, stabs, and slashes remained effortless and fluid. Tian Qi and the others couldn't just stand by and watch, so they rushed in to join the fray. They were all veterans, controlling their aggro perfectly, never disrupting Lord Grimm's rhythm of pulling the mobs. What they'd thought would be a tough fight against 7 mobs was resolved with ease once again. But all 4 of them knew this easy victory was built on that one player's monstrous performance. Without someone like that, this situation would never have happened.